Mr. Pathmanathan, are you able to join now, please? So he's a Deputy Project Director of the Northern Province, Ministry of Agriculture from Nallur. Mr. Pathmanathan, are you there, please? I know you're there, but you may be having some technical difficulties.
Right. Is it right now?
Yes,
yeah.
That's perfect. We can't see
okay.
you. You have switched off your video, I believe.
Yeah, video is switched off.
You can switch on the video, you know.
Right, okay.
I can see you now, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Kandappu Pathmanathan is going to talk us about commercial level mango cultivation in Northern Province. Here we go.
Okay, thank you. To introduce me, first I was in the Department of Agriculture for a long period. I was working as a lecturer at the School of Agriculture, Kundasala. Then later I was a Provincial Director of Agriculture in Eastern Province. Then again Secretary Ministry of Agriculture. Now I retired about 3 years back. Now I joined this project, one of the World Bank project, Agriculture Sector Modernization Project, where this mango is also one of the important crop under that project. So this mango, actually, I was dealing with this mango crop more than 30-40 years. I know right from the beginning. This actually mango is not is a home garden crop. It is not grown as a commercial crop. Normally, when we grow it in the home garden, we grow it for not only for the fruit, for shade also. That is dual purpose. We grow it for shade and as well as fruit. But because of the shade purpose, we don't prune the trees. We keep it as a very densely covered trees. That is not performing as we expected. That is what when you do it in a home garden level, you don't get the real profit from that, because I will talk about the farmers' condition. But the farmers are doing it at present in the field. Most of the trees are in Jaffna also, similar mango tree, 1 or 2 trees, they have it in each farmer's field. They don't like to prune it. That is not only this one, even orange, this lime, that they don't like to prune the trees. Even if we train them to do it, they are scared to do it. That is one of the problems we face it with the farmers, because they are doing it. They keep it as a tree, full tree, without touching on that one. As a result, we get a very low yield, or not only low yield, only once only we get the yield. Actually, we can get it 2 season, very good yield we can get it, but normally farmers get only 1 main season only they will get the yield, but minor season there's a little fruit, but they don't get enough fruit. But because of this home garden nature, they don't manage the trees. That is the main problem with this one. So intensive management is very important to get the maximum out of the trees. So as a result, the project also, now we are trying to commercialize this cultivation. Commercialization means not only expanding in a large extent, to intensify the cultivation. Instead of getting 1 crop, to get 3 crops from the same area. That is also one of the commercialization, to increase the volume of production. So that is for that purpose, under this our project, about 100 acres of EJC mango, because this can be grown in a dense planting method. This other, our Kartakolumban and other traditional variety, we used to grow it in a very larger spacing and to have a big tree. That is not suited to get for the intensive management. Intensive management means you have to prune the trees, irrigate it, spraying it, backing it, all sort of cultural operation you will have to do it. If the tree is accessible, only you can do this. Otherwise, even harvesting also we cannot do it when it is a very large trees, because each fruits are maturing at different stages, not at the same time. When a flower comes, 2 or 3 fruits are coming. 3 fruits are at a different stage, not at the same stage. You have to harvest at different time. So if you are accessible to the tree only, you can harvest it by. If it is a very large tree, it is very difficult to harvest. That is what now the present practice is. They shake all the fruit and harvest it, and they put the calcium carbide or some other chemical and ripen it. So actually, if it is mature fruit, you can test it, because even in the market also, you can't get the mature fruit. Mature fruit will only will give the real taste of the fruit. If it is not mature, it will when you treat it with the chemical, it will ripen, but you don't get the taste. To detect that or to identify the mature fruit in the market, you have to taste the stem end of the fruit. When you taste it, you smell it. You smell it, you get the real mango taste will come when you smell the stem end of the fruit. That the stalk in where the stalk comes, if you get the smell, then it is a matured and ripened. If there is no smell, then that fruit is harvested in a tender fruit. That will not give you a real taste. So that is why we, in our scheme, about 200 farmers we have selected, and each farmer's on average, half an acre we have given. Half an acre means 100 trees. We keep it the EJC mango. Now it is to 1.5 month stage, some 1.5 years stage. Now already started flowering some of the trees, but we are not allowing the trees to bear at present, because it has to develop its frame. After that only we'll have to allow it. At least after 3 years only we'll have to allow the trees to bear the fruits. So till such a time we are, because the farmers, when they allocate one acre or half an acre, they can't get income for another 3 years till the mango fruit comes. So for them to get an income, we introduce some intercrop in between that. Till the mango tree covers the area, they can grow some other intercrop like groundnut, green gram, black gram, or some other crops, so that they will get at least 3 crops per year. They can get it. We provided the micro irrigation system, so that it will irrigate both intercrop as well as the mango tree. So this is the way we are doing now. This pruning also, now from early stage onward, we are training it. We'll have to get three branches, main branches. From that only onward only, we'll have to train the other trees. That, because training is very important, because training. So those days training was very fruitful, and people were practicing. Those days the trees are not pruned, because when if you prune the trees only, because when the sunlight falls on the tree, the sunlight should fall on the ground. So in the mango tree, normally when the sunlight falls on the ground, we don't get the sunlight. If it is so that there are overlapping of leaves, then the productivity of the tree is low. That is what every time after harvesting, we'll have to make a pruning. We'll have to do it after each harvest. Then varieties, this is what we are doing it. We are growing it in dense planting. So for them to make the intensive operation, like in the mango crop also, very important stages, from flowering to harvesting period. That is the 3 or 4 month period. That is very critical period. You will have to provide all the cultural operation like irrigation, pest and disease control, bagging, all these things. We'll have to provide it in the review fertilizer application. So thereafter, you should not do anything, because your management should be very minimum. Then only it will bear for the next season. If you keep on providing everything continuously, then it will not bear. Mango will not bear, because mango tree, it needs some stress. The mango and the dog, you should not feed full. Because if you give stress, then only it will perform well. The more you beat, the better they perform. That is what I was telling. This earlier British planter was telling. He plants of Sri Lanka, Ceylon. So in that book he has mentioned it, mango and the dog. So you have to give stress, then only it will perform well. So these period, flowering to harvesting. These 3 months is very critical period because the mango has to produce not only for the existing fruit, because it has to produce and reserve food for the next crop. When the reserve is there only, the next season also it will bear fruit. So unfortunately, what we observe in our trees, we get a very big crop in the May June season. Therefore, the other season we don't get any reserve for the tree to bear fruit for the next season. So that is very important. So this after harvesting, you have to do the pruning, some thinning out. You have to do the thinning out, and you have to allow the tree to for some stress condition. Then it will bear fruit. There are varieties. This Kartakulumman is famous because Kartakulumman even it was introduced to Sri Lanka even before Portuguese. Chips calling Colombo port, they have put some seeds. People who are traveling on the ship, they put some seeds. Those seeds only now it was taken to Jaffna and it was made popularized in that area. Even now the old mango trees, now good varieties, because our mango trees are the genetic now eroded because now we are budding this Kartakolumban on that Pulima and that is other trees, because there's some stock effect. Kovamba, the fiber mango means it provides some fiber quality for the budded variety. That is all. You have to, what we have to do it is the budding, you have to do it on the Kartakolumban. Then you will get the real quality. That happened that because of the seed availability, stock seed availability, non-availability, they used all the other varieties. Then the other one, this Ambalavi, that is also one of the important variety, but it doesn't bear much fruit, but it bears only 30-40 fruits a season, but it bears throughout the year. It is a good crop for the home garden. Even 4 times or 5 times it flowers. That means flowers, tender fruit, mature fruit, all stages will be there. Then the other varieties, this Vilat also is a short stature. Other trees are Ambalavi, Kartakulumban, Sambat, and all the very big trees. So these trees also can be managed, but we are not used for that. But we can plant it very close and manage it, because this one example I can tell, the tea bush. Tea is a big tree. Now they are managing. Those days they manage it. Now they make it a very small bush. Like that we can do it this one also. That is why we started this under this project. This EJC variety is a short stature variety and it continuously bearing. So then that we introduce the same thing we will do it for the other Kartakulman variety, what the farmers have it in their own home garden. We are cutting the main branches and allowing it to 2 or 3 branches and keep it under control. At least minimum below 10 feet we should have it. The tree, we should maintain the tree height. Then only we can access in all parts of the tree. Then only we can manage the tree. These are the things. I don't like to speak anything. If any viewers won't ask any question, I can answer for that one, because there's a variety, Salem variety they were mentioning in many places. It is not a Salem, it is a Delpasan variety. That is an Indian variety. It was introduced Delpasan, not the Salem. Salem is a different variety. Because I know this, because we had all these varieties at Undasala, I know, because earlier it was introduced from India and we had all the variety. Roman is another variety, heart-shaped variety. There is also a different name they are using, but these are the original name of the variety. That's all. If you won't ask any questions on mango cultural operation, I can answer for that question. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pathmanathan. I mean, sharing your vast experience. You said 40 years experience in mango cultivation. You brought up I have a question. This Salem, is this Malgova Mambalam is Salem Mambalam? Is that the one same or?
No, Malgova is different. It's a very elongated fruits.
That is an Indian.
Not round.
Not famous Malgova.
Those are Indian, old variety. The mango, there are 2 varieties. Okay. Monoembronic variety and polyembronic variety.
Okay.
So most of our table fruit variety monoembronic. So you plant one seed, you get only one plant. If you plant one seed, you get 2-3 plants. That is a polyembryonic. That
Okay.
variety is Gramba only that polyembryonic variety. But this most of the varieties are introduced from India. India is famous for this one. India's origin for this mango varieties. They brought it from India. So there's another saber. There's another variety. It came from South Africa. That's how that we used to use it as a stock variety, but it is also very good, tasty fruit variety.
Nice. I mean, after listening to your talk, I realize we are all, most of us are like the mango tree. You give the stress, then you perform well. So that's what I learned today. And I think,
Yeah,
I mean, you're mentioning about the importance of the pruning of the
yeah,
leaves. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
cultural. I mean, even now in Canada, last week I hired a plumber to do some work. Then he didn't recognize. Then I told him, the house with the mango, leaves on hanging on the door, and they recognize
yeah,
it. And all our Sri Lankan Tamil houses have that mango decoration. Of course, we have it in plastic here, but
yeah, yeah,
those
yeah.
days they said, okay, use the leaves to hang in your houses. And,
Yeah.
to show the pruning is very important. That is my own theory, not science.
Yeah,
Thanks again,
yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Pathmanathan.
Because this